Opponents of a proposed Dominion Energy gas plant in Colleton County gathered in Charleston tonight, warning that the project could threaten the Lowcountry's environment while driving up utility bills for South Carolina's taxpayers or ratepayers. The Charleston Climate Coalition held a community meeting to connect local environmental advocacy groups with residents for an opportunity to share their opinions virtually for the South Carolina Public Service Commission public hearing in Columbia tonight. Live 5's Victoria Blair joins us now after attending that meeting and spoke with those concerned there. Victoria, why do they say the stakes in this are so high?
The Lowcountry community came together tonight to unite against the Canadys gas plant, working together to protect the environment.
I strenuously oppose this project on multiple grounds.
I love where we live. The Lowcountry is extremely special. We have sun and we have wind, and we don't need gas plants at the top of the Ace Basin.
Environmental groups, local advocates, and Lowcountry residents joined together for a public hearing about the proposed Canadys gas plant virtually to share their concerns to the South Carolina Public Service Commission.
People should understand that we have a lot of wonderful ecology, nature, beauty here in the Lowcountry. And unfortunately, we can't take that for granted. It's precisely projects like these, big polluting gas plants and pipelines, that require people standing up and saying, no, actually, we don't want that here.
Dominion Energy and Santee Cooper are partnering to build the Canadys station in Colleton County by transforming a retired coal site into a 2,200 megawatt facility. But those concerns say at what cost?
This is the time to look forward to the future. There are so many renewable energy options. We do not need to keep doing the same old thing when there are economic ways of doing it cleanly.
Dominion Energy said in a statement in part, Canadys Station is part of an all-of-the-above energy strategy to provide around-the-clock electricity safely, reliably, and cost-effectively. With proven technology and state-of-the-art environmental protections, this highly efficient natural gas-fueled facility will help secure South Carolina's energy future. But those concerns say the impacts from this plant are wide-ranging, from air pollution to environmental concerns to the Edisto River and Ace Basin.
It's one of the largest places in the United States that's just beautiful and wild with these marshes and rivers. And we really, one little spill would just destroy the Ace Basin.
Local advocates say the time is now to use their voice to set a precedent for future generations.
We have all sorts of alternatives that we can pursue. It just takes our utilities listening to the people and not profit.
Those opposed hope the South Carolina Public Service Commission takes their concerns seriously when deciding the future of this proposed gas plant. In Charleston, Victoria Blair, Live 5 News.